Welcome to Gray Areas for August 5th, 2025. Just as we talked about the day before the show, it's episode 684, 16 away from 700. That's currently slated for the end of November. We may do another trivia extravaganza. I may have one other secret surprise. We'll see. That's still like 3 months from now. I'm just saying, like, all of a sudden it feels tangibly close.
How do you keep having secrets? Like, this is our 7th, like, century mark. And yet, somehow something new happens each time.
I just want to keep people on their toes, you know. I don't want to keep doing the same thing. We did some of those, like, name that tune from the decades for a while there. 100 had, like, the cartoon TV show tournament, and we had a bunch of different people join, like, each segments. Like, Molly was there for one. I think Jason was there for one, stuff like that. So, you know, we're just trying to keep, you know, reinventing ourselves, do something that's new, celebrate our time together, all that jazz.
It's pretty good. Yeah. So, yeah, the fact we've had all those is pretty awesome. So, well done. That's all I'll say.
And there you have it.
Sorry, I'm sure it's fascinating. I don't know how to change this to get the screen up.
All right, I have to come out.
I love it.
We need a tech guy.
I love the fact that
Chris, it's not enough that you run the show. Can you also be the tech guy?
you can't even push an input button like properly.
Why
It's
is
actually incredible.
Yay! It's not my fault.
It was a test to see if I had done something wrong.
So I have it on PC, and I was like, it shouldn't be PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
like,
okay. That was a test.
Showing.
It was a test to see if I was doing the same thing wrong that you were going to do.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to test it out. So that's perfect. Thank you very much.
Is that up now?
Yep.
It is, yeah.
So I put that up before, but I wonder if because that monitor was asleep, because I know it turned on because I saw Cody light up, and that's because this white screen came on. So I know it was on at one
And then I looked up and it was gone. I was like,
yeah,
wait a minute, it's
That's
supposed to be on
funny.
PC. And so, yeah, I just wanted to see if Sean
And you
was
know
doing the
what?
same
I
thing.
was almost actually I kind of was late. But we had a dog throw up. So even when I'm rid of Bo, it's still like they just like can't they just can't leave me in peace.
It's like
Bo never threw up.
it's not my fault. It's not exactly. It's not my fault. So you can't blame any of this on Bo. You can't blame any of this
I'm not.
on
That's
me
what
and
I'm
my
saying.
parenting
That's
skills.
my point.
Well, you're
is I
trying
can't
to.
blame
I
it
saw
on
it in your
Bo.
voice.
Bo might have thrown up and then ate the evidence right away. You don't know.
God, that's true. But all I'm saying, you know what? I'm fine with that.
So which dog?
That's actually preferred. Then I don't have to clean it up.
Which dog failed? So
I don't know. I
Okay.
like in my detective I don't know.
You didn't look them in their eyes and see who got sad.
I walked in at a 6:45, and no, it's I fed them both cashews. They found one cashew in the throw up, so it could have been either one of them. It could have been one framed the other one. Like I don't know. Now.
Framed.
I
I
don't
was
know.
just curious, like in your power rankings of dog, who was ahead and below, but you don't have enough evidence. To actually rank
Siri's
them.
always ahead, but
Okay.
I like Corvo.
Crucial
too.
that we got that on there.
Corvo's ahead for Maisie.
Well, her vote
Corvo's
doesn't
ahead
really
of
mean a
Macy
whole lot now, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Unless if Maisie's not going to adopt him, he's stuck with the one that hates him,
Yeah,
which is me.
and he's
More
gone.
easy.
now they're in here with me. Hello, dogs. Please don't throw up on me then.
They will. Sometimes they just projectile, man. It sucks.
They might. Anyways, we're here, and we might as well jump in because we know these have been running somewhat long. This is the final of the trifecta of TV show finales that I thought was probably too much to stuff into one, but I didn't anticipate going to 3, and that's okay. Maisie asks, "Oh no, did Corvo throw up?" We don't know. We don't know who the culprit
We
is.
don't know. We don't know. You know what, Chris? We all probably could have known that it was going to take 3.
Probably.
But we always do this. We always underestimate. But we like to talk.
The first one was a whirlwind with Dave trying to join part of the way, which was
Yeah.
cool, and I'm glad he could do it. It's nice that we can even pull that off in the first place, but because of it, we got off to a weird start, and then from there it was like, oh, the pacing's thrown off, and whoops, here we are.
We also hijacked the first show by discussing actors and what you would watch them in no matter what. And all that
that's
anyways.
true.
A little bit.
It was like
But
15 minutes of the
it
first
worked out for the
episode, so-
better, because this is a better format than having like done the bad ones and then one of the 2 good ones, and then being like, well, we can't get to all of it. We'll come back for the rest of the. It made more sense this way, so it's okay. This week, if you missed the first 2 episodes, this is basically IMDb's rating. Yes, IMDb can be flawed. It's all user-based, etc. We get that, but at the same time, it's at least apples to apples. So we're comparing all the best user-rated TV finales of all time. This is not based on anything as far as like scale. Last time it was relative to the show's average scores, like the ones that either were so stellar they exceeded a show's average, or average shows that had really good finales. This time, you need a 9.5 in the finale to even make the list. We're starting with a bunch of 9.9s that are tied for first. So like this is just the best of the best finales on their own, by their own merit, whatever that one episode was. And we'll see some here that are like indicative of the whole show's talent, like our number 1, Breaking Bad, which we'll talk about, and some that are kind of like from the last list. There will be a little bit of overlap, so we'll be able to skip a few of these. But that's the basic idea here, is just the best of the best finales based on whatever metric you feel necessary. It's just as rated by IMDb.
I like it.
I mean,
and we're starting with the one that Dave can actually comment on, because he's going to have to take a few L's here going down the list.
Well, and the one that I actually already did comment
He already
on,
talked
actually,
about it.
on the first episode. I did.
I said, do you want to say anything else, or you want to skip it then?
I'll just mention, like I said, you think of the perfect finale, Breaking Bad is like the example number 1 for everyone, basically.
Here, I have a hot take, since you are so boring. I'm not boring. You were saying the same thing, so it's up to me to. You once said that Ozymandias was a better episode, and it should have ended with that episode.
It should have ended with that episode. I still think it's a better episode.
You say Ozymandias?
It's more impactful.
Yeah, what is it? Ozymandias?
It's Ozymandias.
It's a more impactful.
By the
And
way,
there you go. It's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. There are no 10 out of 10 finales, apparently. But
Yeah.
there are multiple 9.9s, Ozymandias, and I think that's the only episode that's a 10. Yeah, nothing else quite gets that high. There's a lot of high-rated Breaking Bad episodes because it's really, really good, but only Ozymandias is a 10.
They said it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So they taught me in school. Me in California.
I mean, it could be. Look, Chris,
I have no clue. It's irrelevant to the show. I'm not going to hijack it.
We're well read. Unless we hear it correct, we're not going to know. So
I'm not going to drag it because
this is why I pronounced it Titus for 30 years. You know?
I still will call him Titus. It's not Titus.
Yeah, I know. Now though, it's like it's on principle at this point.
And if I was like a TV or a radio journalist, I would have a much better grasp of how things are said. But I read them all the time,
Exactly.
so I don't fucking know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not Ozymandias.
I swear, Dave. At one point, you said the show should have ended with Ozymandias.
No,
if you're
never
tracking
once
it, then we don't need to debate it. So
it was. I mean, it's a great episode. I think it's the best episode of the series. But you have to have the finish. It can be the best without finishing it. So,
agreed. All right.
There.
Oh, now I have a hot take then. I mean, look, I still would probably rank it pretty high because Avatar: The Last Airbender is just a good show. I think it's one of the best shows ever made on any medium, animated or not. The finale I thought was pretty good, but there's a really, really bad case of Deus Ex Machina that I don't know why they had to do it. I think it's a really weird choice. And then they end up playing it really safe because of it. And Chris, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's like he just gets his powers back because he gets hit in a weird way.
He managed to get hit right in the spine in a certain way that re-triggers his chakras.
Did he mean to get hit that way? Like, no, it was just a pure accident. And you're like, okay. So all this build up, all the episodes kind of culminating to where he can't sleep and he tries to, figure out how to rest and get prepared. And it all kind of doesn't matter because if he didn't get supremely lucky, he would have died. And I don't know. That bothered me. So I still think it's really good and it's a cap off to a really good show. I just kind of like you, Dave. I think the episodes leading up to it were far superior, actually.
Well, first of all, that's funny because it's basically the Fred Flintstone. You have to get hit an even number of times in the head to remember who you are, type of thing. That's an old cartoon joke. That feels like what that is. But in so many items of media, the best is either the first or second one. Like the closing episode is rarely the best. Return of the Jedi is not the best of the Star Wars series. The lead up to it makes it good. Mass Effect 2 are so much better than Mass Effect 3 because it's so hard to pay off a finale. That's why this list is interesting to me for where the finales are highly ranked. I wonder how many on this list the finale is the highest rank episode. It's probably relatively rare. It looks like Clone Wars is at that point. That all the, right there, I think we talked about last week, but that's a hard thing to do is have the finale be the best you can offer.
I don't want to undermine Sean's hot take, but I agree. I think there are at least 5 better episodes in season 3 alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, agreed.
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
In season 3 alone. Not to mention a few other outliers. Like I'm wondering if I scroll across here, like where's the tribute episode for Iroh? Thought that was season 2. Am I tripping balls? Regardless, like we get to a good point. Like you can see how the show sort of tracks our impressions of it. Like season 1 is kind of like, eh. There are some good episodes in there, like the first time that Zuko's the Blue Devil. It ends on a good arc, but the rest of the first season's kind of eh.
Yeah.
And it gets off to a slow start in season 2, and then from there everything is really good.
Yeah.
Zuko
alone for me,
2.
which is funny. I've told the story many times. It's the first episode I watched of the show. I think many people consider it one of the best of the show, so great time to come in. I watched it from that point in season 2 on, and it was like one of the best experiences. In a way, I didn't even need to ever go back and watch season 1. I did, but it was that good. Chris, I'm curious, only because we talk so much about clip shows. You see the finale, and then it kind of is trending down, and then the dip right there, not the main dip, but that peak, that the valley as you're going back from the end.
Here?
Yes. So that is, I knew it was going to be that one. That's what I was asking about, because it's their version of a clip show. But it's not a clip show, and it's like the smartest way I've ever seen somebody do a recap.
It'll be back.
So anyways, I think that score's unfair, because I thought it was brilliant.
Some better, I hate when this thing refreshes. It's like it freaks out from so much data being used. It's nice because it gets like some humor in there. It breaks up some pretty tense episodes on both sides of it. Why can't I scroll anymore? There we go. Terrific. And it is still a clip show in a sense because it's recapping everything. And the people who've been following to this point don't really need it. 4 episodes off the finale. But I mean, the fact that it's still an 8.5 shows you that it's like not the typical clip show dip, where we've seen that thing like 5-ish in a lot of cases in a finale, or at least in a range of 1. So like, I don't know. I walk out of the finale being like, it's a good finale. It's a satisfying ending, other than the weird, like, I mean, I guess you could say his back was literally against the wall, but like, I don't need that to be the metaphor that hits me over the head. So I would have that maybe at the borderline of my top 10 episodes of the show, but as the best one, nah, I don't think
Agreed.
So. Gravity Falls. Oh, I just kicked the dog.
I don't know. Never saw it.
Here. Never saw it either. It's a well-regarded show, and I'm not surprised that it went off in a beloved fashion, but I don't know anything about it.
Yep, I'm in the same boat. I've heard nothing but great things about it and just never watched it.
And the other 2 with 9/9s we talked about in the last section, at least as much as we could. 6 Feet Under we mentioned in passing, even though most of us haven't watched it.
This makes me really sad that I think I am the only one here who's watched Mr. Robot.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is a great show. There is...
Was that a Michelle?
Chris,
was that a Michelle recommendation?
Fuck no. That's my recommendation.
She talked about it all the time. She really liked
Mr. Robot?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
I don't know how. Like, it doesn't seem like a show she would like. And maybe by the time I watched it, she was long in the rear view. But
she was dead to us, yeah.
I never even knew she liked it. Chris, can you look at, let's see, some of the peaks of the final season in Mr. Robot? I am just curious. There's a show that they write, maybe the other one. Yeah. Is that a peak one?
That's probably the highest. That's a 9.9.
Yeah, man, IMDb, it's like, it is such a good affirmation for me. And for you guys too, when you're like, Cody did it, Chris and Dave did it. I'm like, I bet you it's this episode. And then it is. So this episode, it's a hostage situation, but it is shot, directed, and written as a play. And it is fascinating and riveting. And
a couple episodes before the series is over?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dude, Mr. Robot doesn't give a fuck. They do whatever they want. And in the last episode or 2, they give you, the whole show is kind of predicated on twists. Can I tell you the main twist?
Yeah, that's fine.
Christian Slater is just a personality.
Shit, Christian Slater's in the show?
Yeah.
That's the twist.
He's just a personality of the schizophrenic main character. But then in the end, you find out that like every...
So it's Fight Club?
Yeah, a little bit. But then every character we've seen, you find out at the end, is a projection. And we haven't actually met like the real Elliot yet. Oh, crazy. It's so good. And you don't see it coming at all.
That's a fucking weird show. Okay.
They do one episode, it's all a tracking shot. I'm telling you, like every weird genre, cool thing you can do, this show's did it.
Chose to do weird
you should watch. Actually, you'd probably really like it.
That's as high as Breaking Bad as far as average episode. They're both 8.9s.
It's a fucking great show.
Wow.
It is a great show, and
he won awards for that show.
Yeah, he deserved it
multiple times.
Actually, what's it? Remy Malek, right?
Yeah.
I not really liked him in other things
Almost
he's done.
Anything else.
Yeah, and I love him in this. He's
it's
amazing.
funny because it's like it's that I know he's done really well in, and I've like been not really super impressed in anything else other than his acting in fucking Until Dawn of all things.
Yo, yeah, actually,
like weirdly enough, like him, I think the character looks like him, and it's his voice acting. Like that's weirdly the other thing. I was like, oh yeah, he was really good in that while also being Mr. Robot.
I guess he's good in the Freddie Mercury movie, but like I didn't really like that movie that much.
That movie wasn't very good though.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. So. I went too long on Mr. Robot, but like I never get a chance to talk about it.
We're gonna skip like 10 of these. So.
Okay, great.
Like, I mean, what do you like? The Office we've gone over.
Please watch Mr. Robot then. Please. That's like my next. Like you liked the 100, and I'm so pleased for the most part.
Well, Master, I watched the 100 apart from you telling me to watch it. I was like, oh yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying, like because you like the 100, I think you're gonna like Mr. Robot a lot. Right. It goes in some wild places. And there's a lot of really good actors. The performances are great. Christian Slater.
It's like I
great performances.
Really like Christian Slater. Yeah. I've been on that like that for a long time. I actually really like Slater. So
he's great. And then Portia Doubleday, she's great in it.
That sounds like a
No, it's real.
That's not a real name.
She's great.
Person of Interest. I don't know much about. It has Jesus in it, as in Jim Caviezel or however you say his name.
Yeah.
But I was interested just looking at this pun because like 8.8 average, and it has consistently strong reviews its entire 5-season run. So I'm not saying I'm going to like drop everything and go watch it, but I'm at least like, oh wow, like I don't remember it being really well regarded when it was running, and yet looking back, and like Sean said, I mean, again, is IMDb ratings a perfect metric? No, but like we're talking thousands, if not tens of thousands of people doing reviews and averaging out over time, where it's like you take out a lot of the outliers. What's left should be at least somewhat accurate. So if it's got an 8.8 average, that's just underneath shows like a Breaking Bad or a Mr. Robot. So I'm like, I'm at least interested now.
It's interesting. This is one of those shows, network TV shows. If you look at these top episodes, very few of them are network CBS, ABC, NBC shows. The Office, Person of Interest, like other than that, is there any like that's up here? I don't think there's really many at all that are this highly rated. So it's interesting that a CBS show is like that.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I was actually thinking, along with that, how many streaming shows are on here? And I guess we'll see as we get on the list. But like,
so much of this has come in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
so much of this.
Well, the quality has just been expected to raise. Like the bar has risen significantly because you can't just mail in a sitcom anymore.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that they were. And I'm not saying like a Seinfeld or a Cheers or whatever was mailed in. It's just it was formulaic by design. The TV structure was different. You had certain quotas to fill, and now it's here's a bunch of money. I guess have however many episodes and seasons you want within reason. If you're popular, we'll keep it going. And so the whole system is different.
Scream when you see a finale from a streaming network. Now, and Clone Wars doesn't count because
it was created.
They had one season on like Netflix, and the whole rest of the thing was
that show's created from stolen / created from Cartoon Network.
That's right. Sorry,
like we go really far, like back to all the versions of that. So yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
And then otherwise so far it's none of those.
Take a drink when you see a streaming show. Better Call Saul. Oh, Dave, take it away.
I mean, it is such a fantastic show. I'm surprised that the rankings of the IMDb ratings of the show vary so much because I found myself loving almost every single episode. The ending I thought was poetic. I thought the ending was where it needed to go. But I didn't love it. The last few episodes, I was kind of like, all right, yeah, I'm excited to see how this ends, but I'm not going to go back and watch it like I would an episode like Chicanery, which is probably my favorite episode of this, or there's another one in the last season that kind of sets the final chain of events in motion that I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
But
in the apartment?
Yeah.
Damn, the saddest I've ever been.
That was a jaw. That was a jaw on my floor moment, like literal, like oh my god moment. Yeah, it was.
But you know what though, Dave?
That show.
My jaw was on the floor the second Lalo showed up because I was like, oh no.
It's true. Oh, it's 100% true. But still, the whole sequence was just.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But for me, again, the finale was great. I think it was great. I can't believe it's that much highly ranked above the other episodes that are there, in my opinion.
Well, so Dave, I agree with you about a lot of the last season, except I think the finale actually did transcend a lot of it. It did drag on a bit. I'm with you. Like, okay, we get it. He's always going to go back to this life, but like, do we need full episodes of the mall heist? I just like.
Yeah, that's the episode I was talking about. So that's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal episode.
And I think I know what you're talking about, which is interesting for someone who didn't watch the show. But I think I remember some of the feedback on it after the fact. I'll ask you guys after if it's what I think it is.
Okay.
Because if you guys dance around sports, I'm not going to be the one that goes, "Oh, is that the this?" And then, but
I mean, we could spoil it.
You
I
can
don't
spoil
know if it
No,
matters.
it's fine. That's still relatively recent. I think that one's like, you know,
Okay.
if we spoil the finale of Cheers, go fuck yourself. But
Yeah, right.
Better Call Saul finished what says right there 3 years ago. So
And you know what, Saul? It's so interesting. I don't know if it's a Vince McGilligan thing, but you have a lot of good actors in the show that are never quite as good, and that's in Breaking Bad too. They're never quite as good as they are in this show in anything else. And there's Bob Odenkirk, Giancarlo Esposito, the guy who Tony Dalton, who plays Lalo.
Unbelievable. I could not believe that guy.
Fine in other stuff. And he steals the show in this, like consistently. Terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Rhea Seehorn as Kim was great, and I don't know, like, I haven't seen her anything else, you know?
Yep.
So I agree with you.
So, man, I mean, and I guess we should expect that from the guy who made, what's his face, Walter White. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name after everybody's name. Bryan Cranston. But yeah, they took him from Malcolm in the Middle to one of the greatest actors of all time. So that's, anyways, if you haven't seen the show, definitely check it out.
Yep.
Regular show feels like one of those things I always wanted to get into. Never did. And I don't know that I feel like I'm missing out. It's nice to see it here, especially because those last couple seasons seem like they, like, look at the middle stretch where it's like all over the place. You know, we're looking like, you know, like there's seismic activity somewhere, and then it's a lot more consistent towards the end. But I don't know a ton about it. I've certainly seen like clips on Twitter and stuff, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny, but I've never really felt the need to watch this.
The one with the bird.
No, I was gonna say I don't know a goddamn thing
it's
about
the one with the
show.
bird. Yes,
it's a bird, right? Okay.
Bird and Raccoon. I again, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I'm stunned at how much this show had, because that was right in the range of which I might have tried to catch on to a Cartoon Network weird show. Like, this is kind of right in the range of Adventure Time.
Yeah, were those all on at the same time together for the most part?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I never got on it. So I imagine it's good. Yeah, there you go.
It's like the fucked up Blue Jays mascot.
Yeah, pretty much. I wish I had something to say, but I'm not going to watch it.
How do you pronounce this next one again, Cody?
Geese.
Code Geese.
I like Code Geese.
Code Geese.
Code Geese. That's a different show.
Talked about it last time. Talked about The Office in the first one while Dave was around. And we've already mentioned all the reasons why, like, the last couple seasons were down overall, but then they bring everybody back and stick the landing, which is nice. Hannibal?
Dude, I fucking hate this show. What, like, it's so annoying. And, okay, so in season 2, end of season 1, kind of middle of season 2, it is better for me, and then it kind of dips again. The writing is so... This is the classic, like, oh, we're so brilliant, and this is like, you guys sound so annoying. Like, what you're saying, they do like the fucking questions back and forth, but like if you break down what they're saying, it doesn't make any sense. It's all like elevated therapy speech, but like they're not saying anything. And he's like, what have you done today? And he's like, what is doing? And he's like, doing is whatever you... And then it's whatever, like, the metaphor of the episode happens to be. And you're like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it is infuriating, too, because none of the criminal stuff, like what they do and the line... I know all cop shows do this to an extent, but, like, the lines that they cross, having a therapist on the crime scene, like, handling evidence, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? This is crazy. And like people are getting arrested for murdering and then exonerated and then imprisoned again. But then they're exonerated. They're put right back on the force. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I mean, they shoot people nowadays and they go right back on the force, so it seems pretty realistic to me.
But like, it's just crazy, and
it sounds just so like for the sake of the drama of they're trying to build, they're just making massive swings that you're supposed to just like suspend disbelief, basically in a way.
Look, that's the least problem of the show.
From any bit of actual reality.
The way that they talk, and Mads Mikkelsen, great actor, but like I feel like he's underutilized in this show because he's always just like saying stupid shit, and I hate. They're like, "What's up with this murder?" And he's like, "I feel like the murderer was compassionate." And you're like, "What do you fucking mean? You feel? Get out of here with that! You can't just go to a crime scene and feel like, oh, that's his power." Give me a fucking break.
But was the finale good?
I don't know. I didn't make it that far yet. I guess I'll have to report
it
back.
doesn't sound like you're going to get there.
We watch it between other shows. It's so maddening.
Maddening.
No, I was going to say infuriating.
No, but I like maddening as a new word.
You get maddened by it.
It sounds like the type of word that
Dave, there's a little
use
child
in
behind
Hannibal.
you. Little Dave.
This is my design. That's what the main character is always saying.
I see.
It's shot very interestingly, and I've had people be like, well, it's good because I like the imagery. That's fine, but like imagery alone, a good show does not make, you know?
Did he say that exactly? Imagery alone does not that make?
No, but that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's when people say they like the imagery of the show because it's very like violent and crazy. You get like people like strung up. They're like, oh, it's an angel because their skin is like, you know. Now I'm being quiet because Dave's kid is there and maybe he doesn't need to hear.
No, I have never.
Oh, okay. Great.
No, I do have a question. Is this supposed to be a prequel to Silence of the Lambs or sequel, or where is it stand?
It is a prequel. It predates Red Dragon, but in a like alternate retelling, because what's her the Philip Seymour Hoffman's character in Red Dragon is a woman in this show, for example. So like things are different. But like it is as though you're seeing Will and Hannibal working together before he gets arrested. And if you see all the mistakes Hannibal Lecter makes, you'd be like, wow, how did you not get arrested sooner? This is crazy. So and he's just feeding people constantly. And no one I don't know. It's crazy. So
it's his power.
I suppose. He's also a terrible therapist. He's the worst therapist I've ever seen. You gotta watch it. Just cut to the therapy scenes. There has to be like a YouTube cut out there. Even just on a professional level, it's the worst shit I've ever heard. He's like, I'm the best therapist in the world. No, you're not. Impossible. Anyways, let's continue.
I can speak to Spartacus a little bit.
Oh. You can?
I can.
Only in the sense of I know why we dip at the start of season 2.
They changed the character?
Yeah, the main character died.
Yeah. Oh.
Like his actor in real life.
Oh.
That'll be a problem.
Yeah, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I remember just hearing a little bit about the show and then talking about like, you know, towards the end of the first season, they were really like finding their legs and the writing got sharper and the characters were starting to really gel. And then unfortunately, when your lead actor goes, you have to decide, well, you're going to abandon the project or keep it going and recast. They recast, understandably. I mean, it's not really the fault of the person who was recast, but like it didn't really do a whole lot in season 2, but they still managed to stick the landing. And even the dip in season 2, I mean, it's still an 8.5 average overall, so I guess it was liked, but I never watched an episode. So
can I just go on a tangent really quick? Have you guys heard of Gen V? Have you heard of The Boys? Maybe I'll start there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gen V is like a college spinoff. That they're in college.
Got it.
And in many ways, it's better than The Boys. I think it's really good. I would argue the most compelling. Maisie, you can help me on this. One of the most compelling characters in the whole show died in a motorcycle accident between season 1 and 2. So they like changed his entire story arc for the next season.
Well, like the show story arc or his story?
No, well, like his in the show, and probably a lot. He was a big part of the show. So, that's just a tangent, but it's just to say, like, yeah, that can really have an impact, especially when a show is really, really good, and then something in real life happens, and you know, they have to. Yeah, he was great. So
the Americans we mentioned because this was in. You needed at least a 1.5 better to make the last list, the one relative to average. So we already kind of talked about it or danced around it last time. Same with Adventure Time. which is a show I really want to go back and finish, and I don't know when I will. But I got 3 or 4 seasons in, and I'm a little bit concerned about a couple dips there towards the latter 2/3 of it, but it's fine. It ends nicely, apparently, at 9/7.
Oh, fucking Dark. Man.
What is this? What is Dark?
So,
I don't even know.
Dark is a German time travel show. And I am not the audience for this because I fucking hate... Okay, Dave, if you have a movie where the point of the movie, of time travel movie, is you can't...
It's difficult to pull off properly.
What?
It's difficult to pull off properly.
Well, it is, but if in your time... This is personal opinion. If in your time travel story, you can't change time, and all of your attempts are what create the timeline that cannot be changed, I'm like, then what the fuck is the point of the fucking movie? Because what you're telling me is, oh, time can't change. Guess what? In real life, I fucking know that already. I don't need... And so a movie, it's annoying enough. On a TV show, you're giving me 8 fucking episodes of season 1. The big twist is, all their attempts to change the past have made the timeline what it is. Okay. Great, I guess. So what was the point of anything? I don't know. Maybe by the time they get to season 3, they change it. I don't.
I mean, the ending would say so. I mean,
maybe that's what it is.
No matter what.
I couldn't.
I mean, unless you're trying to have commentary on the futility of wishing that time would change, and that's like the message.
I would ask, like, to me though, and again, maybe somebody gets something out of that. It's like when a movie is like, see, everybody's bad. You're like, yeah, I mean, I like movies that explore what if everybody's not bad, because it seems like that's the unusual thing.
Or what if everyone has a spectrum of bad? Like some are, worse than others, that type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like, we really are our worst natures. Like, I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe I'll look up the ending of Dark, and if it seems interesting, I'll watch the last 2 seasons.
The Last Kingdom is one I don't think any of us have watched, yes?
Nope.
No.
The only reason I know of it is because it was similar to Justified or something else, in which they had like an idea of how long the show should be and cut it off on their own terms. So, cool. You'll notice the years on this one, though. This was another one that kind of danced around cancellation. There's also some pandemic stuff in there. But if you liked The Last Kingdom, I guess it's good that it went out when it wanted to, rather than sticking around too long and hitting some of those late season dips that we saw in a lot of the bad versions of this in the first episode, because they overstayed their welcome. In this case, if they told their complete story, great.
Yeah.
And now Cody finally gets to talk about The Wire.
Cody, talk about The Wire.
Yay.
See, the bummer about talking about The Wire, especially for the finale, is the last season sucks, in my opinion. That comes from being a journalist, and then they make all the journalists just shady pieces of shit for the most part. And
I think it tracks.
So it kind of sucks, honestly. I get defensive about this. It's like, all right, yeah, I guess people in the media could be shady and gross. The last season, just as you can see on The Wire, that it starts off, I don't know, lower than the rest of them, and it kicks up a little bit as it goes. But I don't know if I should. I mean, The Wire's 17 years old. I could probably spoil this. The main character of The Wire basically decides to start creating a fake serial killer, and he like starts fucking with the media to get him to report on it, and it the whole season itself is just kind of like, yes, McNulty literally, there's like homeless people getting killed, and he starts faking that there's like a trend of it and tie in, I think, thread around them, something like that to tip it off. I started to fall off a little bit on that.
Oh, so he's not killing them.
No, he's not killing them.
Oh, God. Okay.
But then he calls the paper acting as though, and writes the manifesto. Like he's setting it up. Like, so he is the serial killer outside of not killing anybody, I suppose.
Okay.
So anyways, like the show overall, the way it wraps, because it wraps up everyone's storylines. I mean, it wraps up with very little hope because, The Wire's not really sitting here trying to be like, hey, look at how good this is going to work out for everybody. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work out well for a chunk of people, and some of the gross people end up, being on top at the back end of it and things like that. And so it's just, I think it does right by the series as a whole. It's just a bummer that it caps off a season that is like, I mean, I think everyone pretty much ranks the 5th season as the weakest season in that show, if I'm remembering right. It's not as great because 4 is the one we're in the schools, if I remember right. Or
that's the one you really like.
Or maybe we're in city council. I can't remember which one, but the one where we're in schools is the best season of the series. So yeah, I mean, I think if you watch the entire series, and again, even the bad version of The Wire in season 5 is still pretty solid TV. It's just like, oh, we've been going with his character. It's kind of a weird thing, but McNulty's a little bit unhinged in the first place, I guess, when you look back through some of his actions and shit. But yeah, he and Freeman basically are kind of in on this, and then their con gets exposed. We have to retire, and
damn.
But we sort out where all the children were going. We have a couple of young characters basically take on the embodiment of the characters who've been murdered to that point of the series. And there's a whole lot of wrapping up, and it does it really well. It just comes at the end of a season that's not quite as entertaining.
So, The Wire's cool because it like created so many careers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even I'm watching the season with Game of Thrones. Dave, you know this guy, the guy who plays Baelish, Peter Baelish.
Wow, you're making me blank on.
I forget his name. I knew it at one point. Anyways, he's in it. The who's McNulty's partner? Like the whole show. Is that Freeman? Or
well, there's a mix of them at different times.
Who's his partner in like season 1?
You mean the woman?
No, the guy. Anyways, he's in like every movie. He was in Superman. He was in actually he was in Thunderbolts as well. Like he's just little fingers. Just one little finger. Anyways, it's cool. Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
All of them.
Aidan Gillen, by the way.
What?
By the way, Aidan Gillen.
Yeah.
Aidan Gillen is who you're thinking.
Yep.
And the series finale is called -30-, which is a thing that journalists.
I was saying it's
used to
journalism
use.
related, and yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
M-dash.
Anyways,
used to put
watch
that at the
that
end
show.
of
It's one of the
stories
greatest shows ever. It's really consistent for the most part. Even people who don't like season 2, people have is kind of a letdown because of the way season 1 went, and I actually think season 2 is great. It's just much different than the first season. People got thrown off, and each season changes. If anyone knows about The Wire, each season changes its premise basically for what part of the world in Baltimore it's focused on, and created by people who were from Baltimore and reporting in police work. So,
Anybody know anything about 12 Monkeys? Time travel.
No, it's
It was
weird
a
though that
movie.
a show based on a movie is so well regarded, but good for them.
Yeah. I mean, they stretched it out, I guess, but nope, don't know anything about it.
Hey, Justified is here.
Hey,
finally,
Go, Chris, go.
You can see that the 2 least well-regarded seasons are probably 1 and 5. 2, 3, and 4 all have an overarching hook that's really, really effective. Season 2, we've got people could die from apple cider at any time. And season 3, we've got man has gun arm that nobody knows about. And season 4, we have mystery person is being hunted by everyone because he's extremely valuable. So all 3 of those have things that tie together the in-between episodes that can be a little bit of flavor of the week type. And 1 and 5, 1 doesn't really have that for the most part. We're dealing with the Crowders overall and Bo, but season 5, of course, is the Crows, which is definitely up and down. Some people don't really like Michael Rappaport or his accent or
some
anything
people?
he does.
Cody hates him.
Yep.
some people.
Yeah,
Or is it
some
just-
people.
Is it a shot at me specifically?
I thought he did a good job, personally.
He's an unbearable human being and a god awful actor, and that accent was horrific.
Well,
And it almost ruined that season for me. But I knew he was gonna die. So
But season 6 is a level above the rest, and you can see that in the scores here. And essentially, it's because they tipped this off at the very end of season 5, but it's this season we're just going after Boyd. We don't need any other nonsense, and we still have some new people pop up, including a foil for Raylan in Boone, and a tough ass cowboy in Sam Elliott playing a villain for once, which is kind of cool for him.
I love Boone.
So we have other characters who show up. Walker, the army guy who kind of runs the other camp of Sam Elliott's goons. So there's other stuff that's happening akin to previous seasons, but the fact remains that it's this is the season where it's about Raylan versus Boyd and fuck the rest of it. It still matters, to be clear, but it's this is what's happening. So you can see that it's just good from the start and then builds to this crescendo. And like we talked about before, this is a show that was we have about this much to tell. We're using from original material that's really well regarded, and Boyd wasn't part of that for the most part, but still, they stuck the landing pretty well. Even the very last line of the show sticks out. It succeeded in pretty much every way. So this is one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's well regarded for a reason, I think.
will you hover over the first season's peak and then dip before those last 4 episodes? Curious which one those are.
This is, as it mentions here, this is where Boyd gets out and he starts his little group
Okay.
of like Hicks and hillbillies off in the woods, but then eventually he crosses his dad and they all get killed and it's all sad.
So what's the good one before that?
Before the Hammer?
Is that the one before the Hammer? Because that was 7 to 10. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what it's highlighting. There. Yeah, this is the one where like I think he's driving.
That one's great.
It's Duff. It's the introduction of Duffy.
Yes.
No.
Who ends up also becoming a recurring character, much like Boyd, because they went, oh my god, like the guy who plays this, what's his name? Jerry. He has a weirdly spelled name, but like every time when Duffy shows up, he also chooses senior, and that's what. The remarkable thing about this show is, like, yes, they cast good people, but it's like, the writing is among the best in television history because everybody who comes into this project is elevated. All the conversations feel real. People say things that are both profound but also fitting. It's not like, oh, everybody's too smart for their own good, like Sorkin, like we talked about. It's everybody talks like a bunch of Hicks and hillbillies, but it doesn't mean stupid. It just means that they've got more, like, weird aphorisms and sayings and stuff like that mixed in. So, like, I mean, again, this is probably my favorite show, at least as far as, like, critical versus how much I like it. But still,
Chris, what's the episode? You're not gonna be able to remember off the top of your head, I don't think. But he had like the murderer comes to his house, but then he pulls the tablecloth and just shoots him.
Yeah, I think that's the end of season 3 or near the end of season 3.
I know which episode you're talking about.
Like that scene is like one of my favorite scenes.
Is that 3 or is that earlier?
It might be 2. I don't think it's season 1. And I don't see a name that I'm recognizing here.
I'm actually to the episode of Duffy being introduced. I actually just watched that right before I came here because I'm going back through Justified. I mean, I guess I could see why the first season's not reviewed as well, but it's like it's been in a lot of groundwork just built, like world building. Mm-hmm. Like that show, and like in hindsight, you watch the first season and was like, oh, you guys knew you're going to be around for like 6 seasons. Like that's just the way it feels of they were going to put a lot of stuff out there and then revisit some of it here and there. You get to know a couple things. Some stuff comes back. Some characters come back. Like, I mean, I see why it's not like reviewed as well because there's not as much connective tissue, but I'm like, oh yeah, like we're setting the stage for a lot of stuff.
And the writers are talented because they were able to pivot with the Walton Goggins thing.
Yeah.
For anybody who has not heard it, listen to the show. He was supposed to die in the first episode or very early on, one of the two. And they're like, no, audiences love him, so we're going to find a way to keep him for the whole show. And then he becomes the main antagonist.
Yeah.
You can't even imagine the show without him now. And
no, it doesn't.
But they rolled with it.
Yeah, it would be odd if he wasn't there.
That's very much how Breaking Bad was with Jesse, from what I heard. Is they plan on having him die super early?
No
way!
Wait,
no, we need him.
Whoa.
Yes. The original plan was to have Jesse die pretty early.
You've heard Lost was going to do that too with Matthew, the main guy.
Matthew Fox.
He was. Did you watch Lost?
A little bit.
You got the pilot sucked out in the first episode. That was supposed to be Jack. Which is why they spun their wheels a little bit with him in some of those flashbacks, actually. But it's still a good thing they didn't kill him.
Friends is here. We talked a little bit about it.
Amazing. Wow. I like that.
That makes me so angry.
Pivot!
Because if I move literally anything upstairs, I am yelled pivot by whomever is standing next to me. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, but you're right. It's such bad writing that it's fucking ubiquitous. What stupid writers? What stupid fucking unfunny writers?
I understand the cultural impact. I understand how it can be funny. I just don't find it good.
Before we dive into Dave being wrong about Friends, or avoid it altogether, I think I referenced the finale, and again, this was fine. I think it's tough to end comedy. I think I mentioned it before, and I think I remember the one thing I read about this one was they wanted to be really true to the show, and it's like, well, basing a bunch of shit about around Ross and Rachel in the end of it, and him finally professing that he loves her and all that stuff. I'm like, well, it worked. It made sense. It just, again, it's like it's not as funny. The last episode of this show is not like, well, Dave doesn't think any of it's funny. It's just not as funny as the normal pacing of the show, and it's because it's hard to be there with how it's wrapping up.
They probably made a good decision, right? But I almost think that's a fake high score then, because they're like, what would fans love? Just throw Ross and Rachel back together.
And that's kind of what...
Because they don't really build it up, right? It just...
I thought the last season that show's pretty disjointed. Okay. And then, like, all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, we're like at the finale. Like, the only thing that makes it kind of clear is like Chandler and Monica are going to move. And so like they're going to move out of that apartment. And like that's kind of like the one underlying thing. I guess Rachel's going to Paris or whatever, wherever she gets a job and shit like that. So there's some things that like everyone's having to make a big life decision or whatever. So it kind of does go to that point. And Friends does a pretty decent job of most of its season finales and endings is on like big life change stuff for the most part. Like they really do cliffhanger their season finales quite a bit of like, well, figure out how this resolves itself.
Dude, when Ross said the wrong name at the wedding,
yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh my
Ross says
God.
the wrong name. Like Rachel's pregnant at Chandler and Monica's wedding, or yeah, I mean, I guess Ross says the wrong name, and then it's also when Chandler and Monica get together. So same thing.
Right.
I think I tried to praise Friends last time, so this is where I'm going to have to balance it a bit. I think Ross and Rachel have become the example of will they, won't they? And then there's a lot of other ones in media, including like Romeo and Juliet or something. Like it doesn't even have to be as recent as this. Sam and Diane from Cheers. It went on too long.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious. It's fucking stupid. There's 10 seasons here, and will they, won't they last for 9.5 of them.
Yeah.
Well, like, here's my question, though. After they break up, aren't they just on won't they then? Like, I don't remember... Once the breakup is solidified, that they like, I feel like they go other directions.
Well, they fucking have a kid, so that's not really a whole lot of will they, won't they?
Seasons of them.
But will they though?
But yeah, I mean, like they have Emma, I think is the kid's name. Like they hook up again, like season. I don't know, when does Rachel get pregnant? 6 or something like that, 7, and then the kid's a couple years old. Like, I mean, like you're right in the sense of where we shift away here and there. But so much of it still becomes like, it's not even will they, won't they? It's like, well, Ross is happy in this relationship, and then his, he's going to get married to the English lady, whatever her fucking name was, Emily, I guess is that her name. And then Rachel's mad about that, but that followed up. Like, so much of when they fall off to other like relationships, they're still pining after the other one. They're pissed that they're not with them. Like, then Rachel moves in with Ross while she's pregnant. He's dead. It's like, there is so much of it even in the later parts. It really is endless.
It's not just Friends. We talked about Castle last episode. The whole show is that, and then the actors actually hate each other, so they can't even resolve it. Scrubs, a show I love, one of the worst parts of it is JD and Elliot in the early seasons.
Yeah.
Because they keep fucking around with that, and back and forth. It happens like 4 times in 3 seasons, and then eventually they keep them apart for a while, and the last season they do it right. But like, it all goes back to Friends, and I think it set a dangerous precedent for other shows that followed it because it's like, oh yeah, people want this. It's like, do they?
Did The Office go on too long, or do you think they nailed it?
The Office was close.
It was almost too long.
It was almost too long.
The problem is he made the wrong decision because Rashida Jones was better than Pam, but we'll just save that. I think they make it work because Jim is gone out of that office for half of a season. So even though there's some like residual and Pam's sad and doesn't get married and all that, I think that helps because you drop Jim remotely into it where he doesn't interact with Pam other than like on the phone that one episode until we get halfway through that season, then they merge back together. This is actually one of the things that this is, I guess, going on a tangent too. This is one of the reasons why I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine so much. They chose to put Jake and Amy together and they just didn't fuck around. Like, they just know they're dating, and it was pretty much clear. Like, the only reason that it like gets in the way is because he goes undercover, and then the boring guy who loves Pilsners is her boyfriend. But, like, we pretty much get to that, and we also don't bounce around. It's just like, he clearly is interested, then we get them together.
Why did The Office put Jim in another office? Were they trying for a spinoff?
No, it's the storyline of Trent.
I mean, I know the storyline, but like from behind the scenes, where they like, let's try to get this as a spinoff. It just seems like a weird decision for a show.
I think it was
so status quo.
I think it was built around the how often can we say that this company's going to fail, other than to threaten the branch is going to fail, and then never mind, the other branch failed. So I think it's just a plot device.
Because I wasn't sure because the episode where they go to Dwight's farm.
Well, that was a disastrous backdoor.
And they canceled the spinoff, yeah.
Because it was fucking awful.
Anyways.
No, I think it was all built around, that's what they wanted to do when Jim gets denied at the end of season 2. And then it was a useful plot device for...
It's some of the best TV that they've done.
The company. Yes, it is.
So
like, it works.
John Daredevil.
What?
I have one quick question.
Okay.
It helped me understand there's certain things that with Friends, it's one thing for some reason has stood out in my mind for a long time of like one of the more like ridiculous conclusions that someone would make. There was an episode where apparently Monica found Chandler watching porn.
Shark porn.
but he switched it really quickly to sharks.
Yeah, shark porn.
And she thought he was literally turned on by sharks, so she's like, I'm so accepting. You can watch sharks while we do it. What the fuck was that? Like that, like I remember that episode thinking it was the most ridiculous, stupid thing that would ever, like, someone would ever think that, and yet they made a whole episode out of it.
Well, just, as you know, when sharks make love, they make human noises. So it's
of course.
Your question is, why are most of the characters in Friends stupid?
Yes. They suck.
Because they're stupid. They're mostly stupid.
No, she sucks. She's trying to be nice. She's trying to be supportive.
But it's like there is an element of really dumb slapstick humor that is in Friends that is derived a bit from Seinfeld. Because if you want to go down the why would anyone believe this? Why would anyone believe anything Kramer ever did in Seinfeld ever? And so I feel like there's some residual of that. Of just like we can get away with some really outlandish, dumb humor that is not believable at all, but it's a funny situation. It's just dumb situation.
And there's also an episode where Monica becomes dumber, actually. And it's funny to see where characters
she does
go.
Get really
She
dumber.
goes way more OCD. She didn't used to be so OCD. That became a big part of her character. And then she had this fight with Chandler because she gives terrible massages and she has to be the best at everything.
Yes.
But he convinces her she gives the worst massage.
Yes, best bad massage.
And that she feels better. That's not a response anybody would actually have. Nobody would actually care about that.
The thing is, you're pointing out the character who regresses the most of anyone in the show.
That actually might be true. Because Phoebe and Joey start so dumb.
Yes.
They almost get better by the end.
Yeah.
Because they have to.
I actually think, Joey's dumb in spurts, but there's also times where they make Joey really sentimental and nice in the back end of that show. Yeah. They change his character a lot from being a playboy dumbass. They work really hard to make him caring and want to help Rachel and genuinely interested in all that. Monica, they pair her with, as soon as they pair her with Chandler, because they need her, now that she's paired with Chandler, as a one-on-one comedy dynamic, they had to make her extra in every way. Smart. Because he's so witty that he has to play off of her extreme neuroticness, extreme loudness, extreme something. She's just extreme in every character bit. And so I think they were just like, well, this is really fun for Matthew Perry to play off of her, but again, in the back end of the show, she's not really fun to deal with.
All you've done, Dave, and I don't have it yet, but you've opened the door to any time in a show that you like, the characters are kind of dumb. I am now going to come at you with everything.
No, that's completely incorrect. That's completely incorrect.
What do you mean it's correct? We're going to find out. Just wait.
Incorrect. That's completely incorrect. Just because a character has a dumb moment does not mean they're consistently dumb.
Dave, you like Parks and Rec, right?
Yes, but not love it.
So does Andy infuriate you in everything he does because he's one of the dumbest motherfuckers that was ever on television, and I can't believe he operated as an actual human being.
The only reason I don't love The Good Place as much as I do is because Jason was so goddamn insufferable.
Okay, so at least if he's going to point out in each comedy the dumbest person,
so dumb it actually bothers me too.
Yeah, Jason bothers me too.
And that's what I'm saying. If that's where your qualm is of at certain points the writing is digging really deep for you to do something so dumb that doesn't make any sense, that one conversation would be the funny would go away for the 2 days worth in storyline that they're doing the comedy, and that conversation right there would erase it. Well, then that's not very good TV. So yes, I agree with you. I actually think it's one of the dumber things that Monica did ever. I was oh, she's supposed to be really you could have approached her being really supportive in a relationship in many other ways, which is funny because they mostly make her not supportive in her relationship half of the time. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So I see where he's coming from. That's why I was is there other bits of other shows where it's the dumb person, it's not you find him funny at times. It's mostly him, I guess, them. But there's also points where you're this is too much and I can't do it. Because I'm there with you on certain shows the same way. I totally get it.
Well, I got to talk about Daredevil.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, please.
A new napkin.
It's a great show. It's a show. It is a weird show because I don't know how many shows. We've been talking a lot of shows. How many shows is the best season the last season? And forget about the finale, but as a season, you're the final season was the best overall season.
Justified's the closest we got, I think so.
Probably, I guess you could argue the Clone Wars, right? Although as a season, it kind of struggles.
It doesn't count because of the other Coruscant episodes.
So, Daredevil, the story that they tell, And like with the confidence that they tell it in, because they make Bullseye, who's one of the most feared characters in the comics, like it's a totally new take on him, and it's this weird mentor relationship with Fisk. They bring Matt Murdock down to rock bottom and build him back up, and the action. This is the episode where they do an entire. It's something like fucking 13 minutes of tracking shot, including fights down this hallway. I think they got it in the first take. It's crazy. There's so much good stuff. You can look at any episode and be like, that was amazing. And so to pull it off in your final episode and then hit it with that crescendo at the end, like it is one of the best shows ever made. And they tried to recapture it. They didn't quite work this with Born Again, but we'll see with the second half of the season.
Something half of it's for.
It's like technically its own season, but it is one half of the story, like very clearly. So
that doesn't sound like this, but
no,
I believe it. I believe it's good. I've never seen it though.
Oh, you gotta watch. Well, I don't know. You don't care about stuff.
You should show on the long tracking shot fight though.
It is really good, and like there are little things where like, okay, the fighting is a little bit simplistic when they get to minute 12 of the 13 minutes tracking shot, but it's still fucking impressive. So
we allow it given the context.
Yeah,
I don't have much on the next three.
I don't.
Leftovers
is like the best show that I've never watched. Everybody says it's like the best show ever.
I hear good things, know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Banshee, I know even less. Sons of Anarchy, I'm certainly familiar with. Looks like a lot of sporadic up and downs.
Season 3 is incredible.
Yeah.
Great episodes to start and finish, and just bad or mediocre the rest of the way.
It's always annoyed me. I don't know. I don't like the main actor. Every like clip that I've seen, it's like, we're badass motorcycle. I'm like, yeah, okay, get it. I don't know. I was not impressed. I think I was trying to like be like Breaking Bad. Like, look at these criminals being cool. I'm like, yeah, but it's a biker gang.
Did this show come first before Breaking Bad? Didn't it? Really?
No, I don't think so.
It's not?
2008?
Man, I feel like I deal with
same year.
Same year. It's like I think I had to deal with Sons of Anarchy existing just perpetually when I was younger, but maybe I imagined that. God.
Anyways, BoJack Horseman,
I know,
never watched it.
I watched,
this is a show Michelle definitely liked.
She would have, jumped all over the opportunity to talk about this rocky start, but progressively went up the entire way. Really, if you look at just the overall line, that would be the average for that. It's tilted up the entire time.
Yep.
How to Get Away with Murder. I didn't even know this had 6 seasons.
TV show. Network TV show, though.
TV show.
Well,
Okay.
and it's a show by the girl who did Grey's Anatomy. I guess she can end shows. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a modern one, because Friends was a network show, but that's a different era, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, The Good Place is technically a network.
Technically, sure.
BoJack Horseman, that's Netflix, right?
Yes.
So that's
Netflix.
Oh, and
That's a show
Daredevil
that I
is Netflix.
started.
Okay, I
Yes.
forgot my own prompt. We've had a couple.
I feel bad. I started BoJack Horseman, watched the first 4 episodes like 3 times, and for some reason, I don't have that drive to continue, even though I've heard so much of how good it is over time.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of wanted to watch it, but never have.
Cowboy Bebop is on here.
It is a good finale.
It is a good finale. The problem with Cowboy Bebop is that so many of the episodes are unnecessary.
That's my problem with it.
And that's from somebody who likes the show, but we meander quite a bit in the effort of hitting 26 episodes. I believe there's 26, right? 24, whichever it is.
Chris, are you confused when people are like, this is the best anime of all time?
Yeah, but it's just the time when it hit.
Yeah, maybe
There
that's
wasn't much like Cowboy Bebop in the late 90s. You had other anime, especially in America. Like, the mid-90s, you have some Sailor Moon taking off, some Dragon Ball Z. There's a few other, like Yu Yu Hakusho is around, but like, there's nothing like this that looks so cool, is more serialized. So I understand why people latched onto it. I watched it religiously when it was on Toonami in college. Like, I get the hype. Now, since then, I've seen so much better anime than this that it's hard for me. Like, I want to give it benefit of the doubt for the time, but it's not the best anime ever made. I mean, if you like it the best, that's fine, but critically, no.
It's so episodic, and like it works for it sometimes, but then other times you're like, okay, that was a waste of an episode.
Yeah, and I don't want to trim all the fat because the characters interacting with each other is fun, and you've got quirky folks like Radical Edward in there or whatever that make things interesting. A lot of people's favorite episode will be the damn one with the fridge and everybody losing their fucking minds.
Me too! too.
So like we can't discount all the side stuff just in the effort of like, is Spike going to be able to kill his nemesis at the end or any of that stuff? Like that stuff's the best episodes of the series. But if it was only that, I don't know if the show would be as effective because you need the levity to offset the seriousness. But it's too much levity and not enough time spent on the stuff that matters, in my opinion. This is
so crazy. I was just talking with Kevin, and I was like, yeah, I really like the episode with the fridge, but everybody hates that one. And he was like, dude, everybody loves that one. I was like, no way. And then you said it too. Oh, man. Nope. I feel so good.
That's the crazy. I was wondering if that was maybe the fridge episode, but it's not. It's probably too controversial, even though I think a lot of people do like it. There's some people who absolutely cannot stand it either. So
well, yeah, because it doesn't go anywhere. Like it's so isolated from the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like the Fly episode of Breaking Bad in the sense where it's so polarizing?
Well, maybe I don't know how polarizing it is, but
is it? I mean, it's polarizing, but is it like polarizing because some people miss the point, maybe, of it?
Different,
like
but
it's different
similar.
Than Breaking Bad because that one's like a philosophical issue. This is like if we took the movie Alien and meshed it with Cowboy Bebop.
Pretty much.
What do you get?
Yeah. And by the end, they've all gotten off the high that was because of the mold of the stuff that they ate from the fridge. So, like, it's all sort of like a dream episode. It isn't, but it is. So it's one of those where if people are excited about where the show's going with its overarching story and you get derailed by that, you're probably upset about it, especially if you're watching it weekly and that's what your episode is, if it's not what you want. I think now in a binge environment, it's not as bad, but back then I could see it being very off-putting to some.
And then the corgi eats the mold.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
And he's fine.
That's
He's in
the
good
end.
shape. And we talked about Angel and The Good Place and Parks and Rec.
And Big Bang.
And Big Bang Theory. And Superstore was on there. And that's the bottom of the list.
Yep.
Wait, really?
We did it.
When did he make the list?
I don't know. We can look up a couple of specific shows if you want to, but this is anything with the
Well, because I double-checked IMDb because I wanted to see where Succession's finale, like what its number was, and it was a 9.5.
I wanted to see Succession, and I wanted to see not everybody loves Loki, but I thought the ending of Loki season 2 was like some of the best. Like it not only wrapped up the story of the show, but like his entire character through the entire Marvel universe. Yeah. And it was incredible.
I grabbed this link months ago, so it's certainly possible that was compiled before this point.
I didn't see anything that seemed to say it was ending in like 2023. It looked like there was a lot of 2022s. Maybe there was a couple 2023s. So I just don't know if Succession didn't get included when it got like put in there. I just wish I could see Succession's like score like that same bar graph thing of how what the worst episode of Succession was considered and how low it was. But its finale was 9.5. It made me pretty satisfied, I think, when Sorry, yes.
Loki season 2 finale, 9.4 out of 10.
So it's just off of that, where that list would have cut off at 9.5.
But I'm pleased that it was beloved still.
An 8.8 average, which is as close to, I mean, we saw a couple 8.9s that we talked about, but average rating went up each season. Season 1's the lowest.
Because it's worst episode shit show at the Fuck Factory. It's the second episode is the worst episode. And Sean knows this too, because I told Sean when he got into it, I'm like, you gotta give it 4 episodes. And if you get through the world building we have to do with the relationships of shit and how slow it is, it kicks up quite a bit, I would say, after about 4.
7.6 on second and third episodes of season 1, and it looks like that's the low point, and from there it's going to live in the 8s for the most part.
7.8. So yeah, first season's a little bit weaker. I mean, again, this show is dependent upon your actual tolerance of this type of show. But for anyone who watched it, I have to assume most people thought the finale was pretty fitting for what the show was trying to do.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of...
I loved it, actually.
Yeah, like I absolutely loved it.
And
I thought it was unbelievable.
Surprising while still being true to the characters.
Yeah.
Which I think is really hard.
Because I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And I think about it, I'm like, no, that's exactly the person who should win out of all this.
And
makes sense.
And I loved Jeremy Strong's. Like, he's just going to go jump off that fucking...
Yeah. Until we pan and realize that the company security guy is making sure he doesn't kill himself. It's like 100% what's happening back there.
Yep.
So Severance is on track for a pretty consistent performance, although there are a couple episodes in the most recent season in the earlier half that I think dipped a little bit. But overall, 8-5 both seasons. 8-7 the show has a ranking as a whole, which is separate.
Sweet Vitriol, which episode is that from the last season? First reviewed one.
So is that episode 4?
It says episode 8. What is that? What happens in this
episode?
Oh,
it's the one that you know. It's the one right before the finale.
Well, here's what
two
I
before
have.
the finale. Oh,
discoveries are made.
Yeah. It's the one.
It's just dealing with her.
Even me, I was like, why did they put that there?
6-6, by the way.
Why?
Whoa.
Why?
Will you go up a couple more? Because I actually am now curious. The show that I hate, or the episode I hate more.
Episode 4.
I'm the only person in this world that hates this episode. I know.
That's what I told you.
I know. There's so many questions of why didn't they ask this or that out of that, but it's fine.
All right.
You're
well,
not
which
severed.
episode are you talking
The
about?
one where they go outside. The retreat.
Okay, gotcha.
There's so many things I would ask if I was there.
You're not severed, so you don't know.
Again, I give it a 10.0 for the last couple minutes of the episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
So
And there you have it.
anyway, yes, Succession would have qualified basically for this list, being an 8.8 average with a 9.5 finale.
Yeah, it would have made this list because the 9.5 would have made the cut. It wouldn't have made the other list because it was only 0.7 higher.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Very quick. Say very quick. I heard Cody's obvious Succession. What's your favorite finale that's not on this list? Because I have one in mind.
I said mine. Loki season 2.
Okay.
Damn.
So emotional.
That's actually really hard. I haven't really thought about that because I was expecting. I don't.
Yeah, so you might just say yours while I think.
Yeah, because like Lost
fine.
finale. Lost is maybe my favorite show ever. The finale was good, but not great.
Do you mean on the list of good ones right here? Not like any of the things we've talked about.
Yeah.
No, anything.
Yeah,
What's your favorite finale? That's not on the list.
Yeah, your favorite finale, and we don't need to rehash one that's on here, but that's what I was thinking of.
I
The best finales ever, which one's on here?
Enough because a lot of the stuff I watch has been on here. I mean, yeah, technically it's Succession because it's technically not on the list, even though it does qualify. But I'm trying to think of a better answer than that.
You know, the Full Metal Alchemist finale is way up there for me too.
Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would have to be because the original goes to fucking
yeah.
Nazi Germany.
They like managed to. It's a little bit bittersweet, but they managed to hit like all the things that you care about and resolution all the characters. And you want a finale to be a little bit bittersweet, anyways.
You have to count it as a 2-parter, but Steins Gate's up there for me.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one because it kind of ties everything together.
Yeah.
It's not like I feel like Full Metal is like that, like come down a little bit, and Steins Gate, it's like it is the climax in the finale, which is very cool.
Yep. For me, mine's Futurama is on the list. I think Futurama was a damn near perfect ending after they middled for a long time. Now apparently they brought it back.
I was gonna say, when does its finale count as being the finale?
The original finale before they got canceled, the one with the devil's hands, was great.
Okay.
But then the finale when they moved to Cartoon Network, I think is what it was, or Comedy Central. I'm sorry, I think that's where it was. Regardless, that finale where Leela and Fry get to basically live out their life after the world freezes is phenomenal and such a great ending, and I'm glad they sent it off that way. And it was a 9.4 on IMDb, which just missed on this list here, but I think it was fantastic overall. So I just didn't get that there.
I guess Gurren Lagann. I'm just thinking anime because there were some on this list, and most of the TV shows that I would think of are already here.
Oh yeah.
A bittersweet one, but I think still satisfying.
Yeah.
I guess I have somewhat of an answer, although again, it also doesn't technically count as its finale. Is I did not mind the way Arrested Development finished.
The third season or the fifth?
Third.
Okay. No, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I honestly didn't. I didn't mind it too much. I was trying to think of it. And I was like, that's why I wasn't thinking of that one, is because I didn't know that I count it as being like the actual finale. But
no, I'm with you. They knew they're getting canceled, so they kind of threw all the shit at the wall. And
yeah, I mean, again, it's late season stuff when they're making stupid fucking puns like I guess it's Showtime, and they're making jokes about what channel they could get put onto. And like Michael Cera's going through the cupboards in the back, and they're all fucking empty, and he's just like looking around, like shit like that on its back end just made me like really entertained. And I was like, okay, if you're gonna really fuck around with a lot of this stuff, like I enjoyed where they settled for being like, okay, well, that's the show. We got 3 seasons and fucking 40 episodes or whatever it was before they brought it back. But I think that's probably what it would be. But again, that show's like made for me and my stupid humor.
I'm right with you there, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that. I need to rewatch the first 3 seasons to get back the appreciation of this is one of my favorite shows of all time, because I've lost it over time a little bit. Because I never even watched the 5th season on Netflix. I didn't care. Like, no, I'll skip it, and I'll end with what 4 was kind of okay. And it was just those 2 seasons were so much different, honestly, than what the first 3 were.
That's our wrap.
Let's get the C word out of here.
That's our wrap on TV show finales. I'm expecting to be
fun.
the sweetheart of the summer. Next week is game show. For real this time. I've teased it for like 3 weeks, but this pushed it off, and that's fine. I hadn't finished it yet. I have now. It is ready to go. Wonderwall will be back for the second time. Our competitors will be jockeying for position in that and then trying to tackle the Wonderwall. There's also a new game in there. I stole it from Stump the Schwab. So there's also a new game in episode 16 when we get to that. So, wow. Cool. So that'll be next Tuesday. The Tuesday after that, we'll probably have something pre-recorded, which I need to figure out when I'm going to do that. Because we don't want to skip an episode, because then that pushes 700 into December when we usually do them in advance. So we'll probably have something that, just like a few weeks ago, airs at the same time on a Tuesday night but isn't live. And then we'll be back with another live show 3 weeks from now. So, as always, thank you for watching, especially the folks who are tuned in on the live side and chimed in on the chat. In between episodes, you can find us at our website, grayareas.live, or youtube.com/@grayareaslive. We will see you next week, where I hope you join us for the game show.